Well, hello there! Of course, today we are not going for any relic. Well, we are going for relics, but not for time trial relics, but for the insanely perfect relics, of which we're still missing 18! Ugh. Horrible. So, which level is the first one we're missing? I don't really remember, to be honest. Oh, we did all of those. Ah, Snow Way Out. Yay! We're in the snow part. We're in the snow dimension. Alright. Let's see if we can remember where all the boxes are. Because of course, we're still doing insanely perfect relics. Meaning we have to do all of the level in a single go. It's kind of strange because, you know, not doing any of the speedrun movement. Suddenly this game feels so easy. I also had this last night, of course, you know, when I was doing my first speedrun, so to say. Just trying to get through all of the levels as fast as possible. Oh, come on! That's not fair. I could have easily saved that. I just wanted to double jump. But of course, there's sometimes the boundaries of this game are really strange. It's like, oh, you're 1 centimeter below, you know, the next ground. You could easily jump onto it because you have an OP double jump, which can be activated anywhere midair, anytime midair. But you're not allowed because, haha, we say you already fell down. Yeah, but that's the problem because it is so easy compared to, you know, when you're doing it with time trial movement or speedrunning movement. That you're just getting sloppy. Which then again leads to, oh come on, which then again leads to deaths, of course. And then instead of using only 2 minutes to finish a level, you suddenly need 20 minutes. And the whole internet is laughing at you because you're playing so bad, which would be fine. You know, that's the reason why we're here, to have a laugh, right? As long as I can entertain people, I don't mind dying or playing bad. That's what it's all about. But I would prefer finish the level. Well, the game at some point. Because I think like any percent speedrun is probably more interesting to a lot of the stuff we're doing right now. Especially to people who haven't been around for, you know, the... To people who haven't been around for the actual playthrough of this game when we started out. Because of course, in any percent speedrun you can see all of the levels and not just 2 levels per stream. And seeing me fail... Oh my god, what was that? For 2 hours at the same level. Which can also be fun, I guess. Well, you for sure wouldn't have wanted to see me trying to recreate the world record movement in Chatboard Chatty, I can tell you. Oh my god. I said, I think I tried it for like 4.5 hours. Oof. And in this 4.5 hours... how many times did I actually die? Is there like statistics in this game where you can see how many times you died in a level? That would be fun. Because I'm sure it was like 200 times or something, probably more. And we didn't even get to the really interesting part yet in Chatbot Chatty. Although it's kind of interesting because I always think like when you do speedrun movement or just, you know, in time trials, that for some reason in this Crash Bandicoot the beginning of the levels is often very complicated. Which makes it sound like the rest of the level wouldn't be, which is not true, because most of the levels still are hard to do fast, of course, even in the later halves. But it's just always that whenever you mess up the beginning, you just feel like resetting the level and start over again, because you don't want to start, you know, already feeling bad about how the level went so far. While if you're already pretty far into a level, because you don't want to start over because of every little mistake you make. Which probably makes it feel easier, or makes the later halves of the level feel easier than the beginning of the levels. Because you just don't do it as many times and you don't want to play it as perfectly as the beginning of the level. Or at least that goes for me. Yeah, probably most speedrunners, right? Alright, now don't forget that we lost the mask power. Thank you. So don't get hit by that guy. There you go. Do we have all of the... I'm not sure if I have to... I don't think I have to... Yeah, I think that's everything. That's the only box behind here. We don't need to get any further with the floating ice shelves. Well, we can't get any further because there's the waterfall, right? So what am I even saying? I sincerely hope there's not... I don't remember any truly hidden boxes in this level. So I hope my memory doesn't fail me this time. Not like last time. How many times did I have to do the one level in Tranquility Falls? Ugh. Too many times. 13 more. That sounds reasonable, I guess. Oh, and we even do have Aqua Aqua, just realized. Nice. Nothing up here, right? Okay. For a second I was dreading we could have missed the box there. Was there any night? No. It's Tranquility Falls all over again. What was it? Give it a spin. Well, this time I'm not gonna mess around. Easy to miss. After the exploding bot cutscene. Oh, damn it. Yeah, I remember. Oh, I'm so stupid. Yeah, that should be it, right? Okay, there we go. Yay, 2044. And we're gonna do it again. Yay, of course we are.
The bandicoots are en route. I must reach.
Alright, now, people who have, you know, watched my stream for a little longer might might remember this level from the time trials, because it took us quite some time to do it. Which Which means I do have quite some practice in this level. Which in turn doesn't mean a lot, to be honest. Oh, damn it. Yeah, because I didn't have to get all of the boxes. How do we get those? Is there some boxes up there? Do I need to get up there? Probably. Nope, it's just a shortcut. Well, we do have to get those boxes, I guess. So how we do it? Can we just shoot it? We can't. At least not the bottom one. Five. There we go. No, we just don't have, we're not allowed to die to the end of the level. Aha. Which is true for every level that we do, so why am I even mentioning that? Oh, something to the left here. Cheeky little box. And some more boxes. And a hidden gem that we don't need. For some reason, as I said, I mean, there's probably some levels where it really helps not having to get the hidden gem. But I mean, there's other levels where you still need to do those hidden gem rounds. I think that's maybe one or two. Actually, it doesn't make sense at all. I think there's maybe 2 levels in the game that have hidden gem routes, or you know, go a specific path that you don't have to usually go. Which you don't need to do if you want to get the all boxes clear gem, because there's no boxes behind there. And those aren't really the hard levels, you know. There's extremely hard levels who have very hard hidden gem paths that have boxes. Which you do need to do because you need to destroy all of the boxes. So I really don't get why you don't have to get the hidden gem for the insanely perfect relic. Doesn't make any sense for me. I hate this jump. I hate this jump so much. Because just the bounce of the trampoline is enough to, you know, propel you into the nitro. Come on, bounce. Bounce. Thank you. Alright, now don't fail the cocoa section and we're good. Which is easily said, right? Because of course, in the alternate versions of those levels, there's always... Oh my god, I thought I saw me already dead. Yeah, cat, what is it? Meow, meow, meow. Hello. I thought I was dead for sure. I remember that one. I remember that happening a lot when we did the time trials. Who doesn't like Cortex's parts? Yay. Everybody likes... Really? Well, at least you're earning... Okay. Sup? Why did the mask disappear? I thought that, you know, I thought it just... Can we make the jump? We might be able to make the jump. Nope. I thought I just got to go over there and then go back. But no, of course the mask immediately disappears whenever you land on the platform. Of course it does. Why wouldn't it? Or... Really? I did think about... Okay, that one definitely jumped into me. That's what I wanted to do. Alright. And yes, I do have cold feet right now. Not in the metaphorical sense, but in the very real, literal sense. And yes, I am wearing socks. Is there something up here? No. Oh god. This is already hard enough when you do it without all the additional boxes around. To all the people who wanted to see me play Dark Souls, I can just repeat. Play this game. Tell me which one is harder. Well, of course I haven't played through Dark Souls yet. So, I shouldn't be talking too much, of course. And it's hugely different, of course. I'm just making fun of you, of course. Because Dark Souls is, of course, a very different feel than a platformer. I mean, if you die here, first of all, it's mostly not because of a boss that or an enemy that you need to defeat. Damn it. Alright. But because, you know, you fell down somewhere, and it's much easier to not fall down somewhere than it is to defeat a hard enemy, as long as you haven't figured out how to counter their attack patterns. Where's the switches? Do I need to backtrack? I do know there's a switch to beyond the waterfall to the left, but I'm not sure if it is the first one I have. What? Why did I touch the water? I didn't spin. Oh, don't hold jump. What am I doing? I'm throwing. Or if you're just going... Are you kidding me? I hope there's no, like, outlined box up there. Yeah, see, because of all of the spray in the water, maybe there's like different hitbox on the water there, and maybe it just slid into like a, I don't know, a bounce, not a bounce, a bounce, a rising in the water or whatever, which sounds, oh my god, which sounds as stupid as the world being flat, because that's what it reminds me of. Because I do remind reading a comment, I'm not sure if it was a troll or somebody who actually believed that, of a flat earther who was like, somebody was like, oh yeah, how do you explain ships disappearing beyond the horizon then, right, if the world is flat? And they were like, it's because of water mountains. Sorry, water mountains? Yeah, it's like, you know, risings in the water. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Now I'm enlightened. Thanks a lot, I guess. Good lord, how do we get those? Okay. Yeah, that's... You know, they're not necessarily hard. It's not necessarily hard to get all of those boxes here. But if you just do a little mistake, you just die. Which is why I really hate this level. When you're not allowed to basically have anything happening to you. Oh my god. And of course there's the janky porcupine swinging enemies. Maybe I should use a heart rate monitor for those games, because my heart rate I need to steal one of those we use for the Don't kill me, please. Thank you. Now you, please don't kill me. Thank you. I need to steal. I need to to lend one of the heart rate monitor sensors that we use. Actually, I could just use my mobile phone, right? Well, but then I would have to basically have my finger on the sensor for all time. Oh my god, I thought I was dead. The whole time. That we use in the IoT course that I taught for the last 4 weeks. But those were very cheap and they didn't really, you know, measure the heart rate anything close to what it probably really was. Because they were basically always above 120, which is, you know, like, pretty crazy. But sometimes I think it would be interesting to see my heart rate for those levels. Oh my god. For a second I was like, no, why are you spinning on top of water? I don't want to die to water again, even the sliding. See, that's what I expected to happen the first time. I was sliding over the water, and because of the hang time, I didn't drown. But the other time, it just didn't work. Oh, actually, I didn't think we would be able to get that box at that moment. Oh, this level is such a trauma. Alright, everything's fine. We do have Aqua, no problems. Just don't fall down. I hate my life. Really? Oh my god, okay. We can do this. Oh, easy, no problem. There we go. Any more of those? No? Okay. I just so much hope that we got all of the boxes. I really don't want to do this level again. I'm probably gonna say that. I'm probably gonna say that about all the levels that are coming our way. Is there so many nitro boxes in this level? Oh, thank god, yes! Oh my god. Finally! 36 minutes. I don't think that's longer than it took us to one-shot it for the time trial run, but still it's a much longer time than I was hoping for. Alright, next one, come on. Stay frosty! I do have this huge canvas screen behind me here. And of course my 4K beamer. And I barely ever use it. Because for some reason I'm now always playing my controller games on PC. Aha! Because of course I want to be streaming and I don't have a capture card yet. Wow, that's interesting. How did you hit the wooden box and not the nitro box? How did you hide the nitro box and not the wooden? Well, whatever. But yeah, I barely ever use it because I cannot stream on my consoles. Because I don't have a capture card. I think I also have like Bayonetta 1 and 2 lying around. Which I've never really played. I think I've played a little bit of Bayonetta 1 at some point. And then I just stopped playing it for some reason. And then I think I bought like Bayonetta 1 and 2. It was a bundle. Was it for Switch? I hope it is for Switch. It might be for the Wii U though. Which I also have. But Switch would be more fun, I guess. Which, as I said before, I also never really played. So that might also be something I could be doing on stream, right? Because I would like to be playing, you know, a lot of different genres, not only always the same. I mean, if you look at the list that I have up in my info section of the channel here, you can see that what are the games that I have on my list that I want to be playing, like Kena and the Bridge of Spirits, which I've never played before. I just saw it on an ad, I think, and I thought, like, oh, it kind of looks interesting. But it looks like a action RPG or action adventure kind of game, so it's kind of similar, at least by the gameplay, you know, to Dark Souls. Of course not, it's probably gonna be a lot easier, but just the movement and everything, the genre is probably kind of like the same, or similar at least. Focus for a minute. There we go. Okay. And I don't really want to play, you know, games of the same genre back to back. Even though that probably would be better in terms of generating stream viewers. Because people who like one game of a genre are probably more likely to tune in for the same genre again, right? That's not really what I want to do. I mean, I'll be playing a lot of different games and a lot of different genres forever on the stream. That's basically the premise of this stream of the channel. And if it takes me longer to gain, I don't know, a large audience because of that, then I don't mind, as long as I'm having fun. So I don't really want to be playing games of the same genre back to back. Damn it, didn't see that. Well, I saw it too late, the icicle up there. Oh, there we have the Snow Go remix. And also this part of the level is very reminiscent of Snow Go. I think it is specifically Snow Go. Especially with that, yeah, this side-scrolling section where you have this. I don't really know why they did this. They have just a pillar in the center and then you have to go around the pillar. I mean, you're probably asking yourself, why did they do this? It doesn't make any sense. Yeah, it's exactly because that's how it was in Snow Go in Crash Bandicoot 2. Yeah, I don't know why they did it back then in the game. But just everything of the level here is just so similar to those Crash Bandicoot 2 levels. Which is also why they have this kind of remixed music here. And since Crash Bandicoot 2 is my favorite of the original 3 games, it's just always very nostalgic for me hearing that music. You might ask yourself, wait, Crash 2 is your... Really? Why was I so slow there? Why is Crash Bandicoot 2 your favorite of the old ones? Because most of the people probably like Crash Bandicoot 3 the most of the original ones. And Crash Bandicoot 2 for sure has the most, you know, unique gameplay and stuff. It added a lot of things to Crash Bandicoot 2. Difference between Crash Bandicoot 1 and Crash Bandicoot 2 mostly is that in Crash Bandicoot 2 you can use... they introduced crouching. So crouching doesn't only include crouching, but also sliding and the high jump. So in Crash Bandicoot 1 you could only spin and jump, and that's it. And run, of course. But there was no double jump, there was no high jump, no sliding, no crouching. No special powers, nothing. It was really just a vanilla platform and that's it. Okay, that was kind of close. And then, as I said, in Crash Bandicoot 2, they mostly introduced that, and also... Oh no, there was some... Yes, I remember, there was some... There was like the hog riding section, and of course running away from boulders and stuff like that. So it's not like every level was the same or whatever, but you just really had that basic move set of running and spinning and jumping, and that's it. And in Crash 3 they added a lot of new stuff. Don't jump into the icicles, that wouldn't be nice. Done so before a lot of times, to be honest. Yeah, they introduced new powers whenever you defeated a boss in... Whenever you defeat the boss in Crash 3, you get a new power, a permanent power that you can also use when you go back to the older levels. The first one, I think, was double jump. No, the first one was a improved butt slam, this one. Where you actually had like a shockwave going around you, so that you can... So that you could destroy... boxes adjacent to you, and not only those directly below you. Did we get them all? Oh, thank god. The second one was the double jump, if I remember correctly. The third one was the whirlwind spin, which isn't exactly the same like the dark matter spin that we have here, where you just spin perpetually. But back then you just spin for a certain amount of time, and you couldn't use it to gain height. You could just use it once you already jumped to slow your fall. As repeating, I like this one. That's actually my favorite of the 3 snow levels. Oh yeah, we do have the bear in the end here now. Oh my god, okay, maybe it won't be my favorite for long. Because of course the bear is an auto-scroller and we do need to get all of the boxes or restart the level in the end. But it has this banger of a soundtrack. I love it. Maybe the best soundtrack in the game. Where was I? Oh yeah, the special powers in Crash 3. So yeah, there was this whirlwind spin. Just kinda similar to the dark matter spin we have with the one with Arcana. The purple mask in here. But not really the same. And then I think for defeating the fourth boss you got the bazooka. Yes, you actually have a bazooka in Crash Bandicoot 3. You do have a ranged weapon that you can use whenever you want. Which you mainly use to, you know, destroy boxes and trigger switches that are far away and stuff. And for defeating the last boss, I think you get like Crash Dash. Oh yeah, I remember. Which is Crash just running faster. Which you of course mostly use for time trials. Which in Crash 3 were a lot more important than time trials are here, because the time trials unlock new levels in Crash 3, which they don't here, which is kinda sad. Because now here in Crash 4, time trials are completely optional. Which is a little sad. I think there's only the gem right down there. No box or whatever. Yeah, so in this... Oh, damn it, I forgot that there is a yellow gem section in this one. Which of course we have to do, since we need to get all of the boxes. Oh! Oh yeah, it's a bridge! Wait, is there no boxes here? Damn it. Let's see. What was I talking about? Of course, here you have the triple spin, which is like the replacement of the crash dash. Just that the triple spin is a billion times more hard to use, more difficult to use than crash dash back in the in Crash 3. Crash dash, you just hold R2 and you run faster, and that's it. Now this one is a throwback to a level in, or well, actually 2 levels, although it's mostly the second one that people talk about, because of course the second one was the harder one. In Crash Bandicoot 1. But there is 2 levels that use this. Damn it. That use this bridge theme, which I never thought to be that hard, to be honest, because you just hold forwards and you jump at the right times, and that's it. You know, the problem is I'm making this one harder than it actually is again, because I'm so afraid of dying, because I don't want to be starting the level over. Because as I said before, you basically just hold forward and jump at the right time. Well, okay, and sometimes you don't hold forward, but still. It's not that hard. See? So yeah. And it's actually hard. I think it's harder in here than it was in Crash 1. Because I think in Crash 1 the planks of the bridge are a lot wider than they are here. I might be misremembering though. But I don't really... I mean, of course, the problem with Crash 1 was, in the original game, that for getting a... Of course, back then you only had, like... What did you actually have to do? Oh my god! Okay. It worked out, don't worry. In Crash 1 you only had to, you know, complete the levels. There was nothing you needed to collect to finish the level. But if you destroyed all of the boxes, you would get a gem, like you did nowadays. Gems have been a staple in every Crash Bandicoot game, basically. That never happened to me before in this level. I'm so sad. Why haven't I restarted level yet? Because I do want to have a look at this part here. Because I don't want to fail hitting the boxes. So I'm gonna try to remember all of the hard to get boxes for next one when we actually get here without dying. Good, yeah, for example this one. Good thing of course is, when the game released, this one here, the stacks of 4 boxes, all of the boxes had an individual hitbox. But as you can see, now we just need to hit one of them to destroy all 4. And it was outrageously difficult, as it seems, to hit all of the 4 boxes in one of those stacks. Which is why they patched it at some point, so we can be very grateful that they patched this. And that we haven't been playing the level at the game before they patched this. Because it would have been a lot harder and we probably would have been doing this level for hours and hours. Trying to get the insanely perfect relic. Okay, it's not too hard. On a condor? Oh, come on! Why this one is of a different dimension, not our dimension. Or not, well, Crash and Coco's dimension. Or not our Crash and Coco's dimension.
how I've missed this.
But yeah, in Crash 1 you had to defeat the whole level without dying and smashing all of the boxes to get a clear gem. Now, that sounds actually more horrible than it is. It's only really bad for basically a handful of levels. Because 99% of the levels in the original 3 Crash Bandicoot games are a lot shorter with less boxes than those in this game. And also a lot less difficult, to be honest. I mean, of course there is difficult levels. But it's only, as I said, it's only a handful that are really tough. And there's only a few levels that are kinda longish, but compared to, you know, the longest levels in this game, like Rush Hour, for example. They're still rather short, so it's not as bad as the completing the long levels in this game without dying and smashing all of the boxes. And of course we have all of those levels still coming up, so yay! Alright, let's see if we can do this auto-scroller. As I said before, for everybody who's been playing this game before they patched the hitbox of those crates, I know it's a lot easier for me than it has been originally, because you really only need to hit one of the boxes in the 4 stacks to destroy all of them. Didn't think we would hit that. While in the beginning you had to do extremely precise movement into those stacks to actually hit them. Hit them all.
About that.
Alright.
I'm having fun. Can you tell?
Just don't get hit by anything. I just realized you don't have an Aku Aku. And then we're fine, right? There we go. That should be all of them, right? Yes, nice. Now, of course, we need to do it again. Oh my god, I just remembered what level is coming up. Maybe if this one gets too frustrating, we'll just skip it and do it later on, because, oh boy. Not only this one is... Well, I think by now I actually kind of cracked the code on how to do Tawna's part, because I used to suck pretty hard on Tawna's part here, because I never really realized that there is different patterns going on for the electrified platforms. But there is. By now I think I should be able to do them without dying, but yeah. And then of course we have the auto-scroller again in the end. With a bear, that we just did, but only with more boxes, so more difficult, yay. Yeah, so I expect this one to be kind of frustrating, but let's see. Maybe I'm completely wrong on that. And maybe we'll just one-shot it. Maybe we'll just one-shot it and then in the end realize that we've missed the box. Or whatever. Oh yeah, I do need to be wary of getting at least 80% of the Wumpa fruits. But yeah, this level has given me a lot of headaches during my playthrough of this game. So maybe by now we're actually good enough to play it without any grave mistakes. I hate those electrified platforms. I hate them so much.
Sunshine and sand, drinks with mini umbrellas.
And then we'll see if we can... Oh, that was so close. Damn it. Oh, I hate this so much. Now at least you finally get an Aku Aku. And immediately lose it. Okay, I don't think there was any boxes behind there, right? Oh, that's actually it. Wow, we're through. Yeah, as I said, I kinda cracked the code, at least with the electrification of the platforms. But yeah, this one, I don't know. First time I did it, I died so many times to those. Because I always assumed there's like, you know, two platforms that are alternating and always the same frequency, right? No. Sometimes, especially in the end, there is like 3 platforms that alternate their the electric field and stuff like that. It's just ugh. We don't talk about the fact that spinning while standing should only destroy the bottom box, right? I don't really remember. Let's see. If we do need to tip the scale. I think you need to tip the scale a little, which is why I always jump back there. And then, of course, for some reason, those plates have a different frequency than the earlier ones, which is what is always throwing me off. Might be one of my least favorite level parts in the whole game. One of them. Another one might be Toxic Tunnels, you know, the one section where we have to go to the right against the mine carts through some very low-hanging ceilings. Alright, now we can... Let's just not move this time. There we go. Alright. Yeah, the problem, as you can see, even if you stand still and spin, as soon as you start moving, she transitions into the big spin. Which is kind of strange. Why would you do that? But yeah, that's why we died last time there. Yay, bones round! It's still very hilarious that you even die to the falling metal boxes even though time is slowed. Do we need to trigger those nitro? Probably, right? Whatever. Come on. There we go. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Actually, this would, like, break your every bone in your body, I think. This is just a pure acceleration when it goes up. And down again for some reason. You don't have to trigger nitro in bonus rooms. I'm pretty sure there's at least one bonus round that has... What am I doing? Surviving. That has at least... I'm pretty sure there's at least one bonus room where you have to trigger the nitro manually because there's no nitro detonator at the end. And I think it might actually be this one. Or does it just all explode whenever? No, it doesn't, right? Because there is bonus rounds where you have a nitro detonator. So if they would just automatically or do they also explode when you hit the nitro detonator at the end of the level? I never tried that. It's not like I wanted to risk it, though. The end detonator will trigger everything, including the bonus nitros. Well, okay. I'll trust. Your word, then. Interesting. Why did we bounce twice on that one? Probably because time was slowed. For like simulating it just looks so weird having 19 of 25 because of the nitro, but okay, let's see. Yeah, because you can simulate like a pedal of a race car, whatever, in racing games with those, right? So they have a little analog input before you actually hit the digital input, which my controller doesn't have. At least that. I'm just saying that with the PlayStation controller, I think it's PlayStation controllers that have that, right? It would probably be even worse with the input lag on those buttons than it is with my controller. I wonder how long it took them to fix the hitbox of those. Oh, come on! I hate this. I probably hate... Alright, back here. Let's just not miss a single box, then we're fine, right? Which is so easily said. Oh yeah, I remember that one. I think that one life box there is actually pretty tough to get because it's at one of the points where the bear is turning to the left on its own. So he doesn't really move how you expect him to. That was close.
I'm having fun. Can you tell?
Yeah, I can. Okay, let's see what we have here. That should be all. Let's hope there's 40 nitro boxes left. Yes! There we go. That wasn't as bad as I thought. Well, I mean, the torn apart was exactly as bad as I expected it to be. And the bonus route was a lot more difficult.